Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Wolverhampton Wanderers midfielder Ruben Neves, who, according to latest report, Barca have agreement over transfer fee and salary to sign the 25-year-old midfielder. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then to conclude this episode, talking about our legend, Lionel Messi, who makes history as he breaks Pele's record for most goals and assists combined. So guys, before we get right into those stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. At this point, it is well established that Barcelona are intensely planning to sign a new defensive midfielder at the earliest possible. Various names have been linked with the move as a result, but Ruben Neves of Wolves has been touted as the most viable option for the club. Now, Joaquin Piera of Sport is reporting that Barcelona already have reached an agreement with Wolves over a transfer fee for Ruben Neves, while also agreeing on a player's salary with his agent, Jorge Mendes. The report indicates that Barca had everything wrapped up with regard to Neves' transfer in the summer, but could not incorporate his signing at the moment due to the finances being the way they are. Despite the activation of several economic levers, the Portuguese international's transfer could not be completed, and it suggests that Barca could look to bring him in January on loan with a permanent purchase obligation at the end of the season. However, Barcelona would likely require to make a big sale in order to bring in any new players. And once again, the name of Frankie de Jong has emerged as a possible candidate to be sold, even though the Dutchman has been extremely impressive in the last few matches. Neves, for his part, has been on Barcelona's radar for a very long time now. The midfielder has himself admitted that he would find it hard to say no if Barca come calling. However, recent reports indicated that the sporting staff of the club was not entirely convinced that the former FC Porto man is the right profile to take over from Captain Busquets. Despite that, it seems like things are already in place to sign the Portuguese star from Wolves. What now remains to be seen is whether Neves arrives at Barcelona ahead of the schedule in January itself, or the club decide to wait until the summer to complete the signing. Ruben Neves for a long time have been linked to FC Barcelona, and it seems as though Barca still eye the possibility of bringing him to the Camp Nou next season. Recently, they have been talking about the potential move for Neves in the January transfer window itself and possibly going for him on a loan move so that they can make it permanent in the summer. All this is just to ensure that the Barca's finances can incorporate that deal. Neves has been one of the most talked about targets, being linked to Barca as a replacement for captain Sergio Busquets, whose contract expires at the end of this season. And from the look of things, Busquets definitely will leave the club. Martin Zubimendi was the first choice of Xavi according to multiple reports, but unfortunately, the young star did sign an extension with La Liga club Real Sociedad, which means he's out of the equation as it stands. So Ruben Neves is now strongly linked, and I think yesterday reports came out saying that some members of the Barca board are not too convinced with Ruben Neves. They don't think his profile is fit enough to play for Barca or to be a replacement for one of the best DMs to have ever played the game in Captain Sergio Busquets. But it seems as though, Barca will still push through to ensure that Ruben Neves become a Barca player. Of course, Jorge Mendes did held a meeting some weeks back, I think 3 weeks ago, with club president Joan Laporta and sporting director Matteo Alemany. Of course, they held that meeting to discuss a lot of topics. We know Jorge Mendes have a lot of clients who have been linked to Barca, and it's just been normal that when those three meet, it's just to discuss on how Jorge Mendes can help facilitate some deals that are proving difficult. And of course, Ruben Neves' name was discussed in that meeting. And according to reports, Jorge Mendes wants to facilitate. He wants to help his client to join Barcelona. Of course, Ruben Neves himself is really open to joining Barca. In the recent interview, I think last week, he did mention that Barca is a great club, and who would like to play for Barca? Those were the quotes from Ruben Neves, which means he knows about the links, he's open to it, and he will join if they say come and join. So let's see how it goes. As now this report is claiming that Barca will be also eyeing a possible January move, maybe on a loan, before making it permanent in the summer next year. So let's see actually if everything goes as planned. Then on to the next story of discussion. Lionel Messi lit up the Parc des Princes on Tuesday with his performance against Maccabi Haifa in the UEFA Champions League. The Argentine was involved in 2 goals and 2 assists, which helped Paris Saint-Germain secure a comprehensive 7-2 victory on the night. The win helped the French Giants book their place to the knockout round of the competition. Messi's performance against against Maccabi Haifa saw him become the first player in Europe's top 5 leagues to register over 10 goals and 10 assists in all competitions. However, that was not the only milestone he achieved on the night. In fact, Messi has made a history by breaking Pele's record for most goals and assists combined. The Brazilian legend had been involved in 1,126 goals during his glittering career. However, Messi has now surpassed that figure with his 4-goal involvements against Maccabi Haifa, taking his tally to 1,127. In addition, at the age of 35 years old, Messi has become the oldest player to register 2 goals and 2 assists in a single Champions League game. The broken records are simply an indicator of Messi's excellent start to the campaign, which has seen him rack up 11 goals and 12 assists in 16 competitive matches. His performances have been critical in helping PSG remain at the top of Ligue 1, and one could expect him to play an even more important role as the French Giants look to conquer the Champions League for the very first time. Wow, big congrats there to Leo, who keep breaking records upon records. He's just phenomenal, the greatest of all time. What do you expect? So Messi, of course, I think he should be considered the greatest player of all time. Looking at the records this guy have broken over the past, it's just phenomenal. It's just mouth-watering. Now he's officially the most player with goals and assists combined. He surpassed Pele yesterday in that game against Maccabi Haifa. It's great to see Messi shattering records upon records upon records. And this season, I'm so impressed. Still, even he's a PSG player, but as a Barca fan, we all love Messi. I think Messi is really back to his best. Last season, he was not really good because, of course, we know he was still adapting to life. He was still not happy for the way he was kicked out from Barcelona. And now we are seeing Messi doing what Messi does best. And I'm so happy for him. He's the one carrying this PSG side. His assists and goals are so, I don't know. He's crazy. He's doing so well, and I'm happy for that. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.